Coming up on 5 News this morning, some community members in Bentonville are pushing back against a water rate increase.
We'll have more on their efforts ahead.
We have a noticeably cooler day ahead with some lower temperatures compared to the last several days, as well as decreased winds. All that and more are coming up in just a little bit.
Plus, President Trump is expected to sign an executive order today to begin dismantling the Department of Education. We'll have those details.
Covering news where you live.
Your 5 News this morning starts now.
Hey, good morning. Thanks so much for waking up with us here on 5 News this morning. We're off to a great start, but waking up, you're still feeling that chill in the air.
Yeah, you are, and I am not a fan of that. I thought that we put the winter behind us, first day of spring, and there was snow last night when I was eating in Bentonville.
Spring, summer, what's next? What season are we missing?
Well, it looks like we've experienced pretty much everything the last 2
Just
weeks.
need summer, right?
Mother Nature has thrown everything except a hurricane at us, so that's pretty much good there. So no, I don't think we could get that. Hopefully not, but you know, Mother Nature has a mind of her own lately, so let's hope we don't get the hurricane. Well, it's going to be a chilly start to the morning, and if you were watching last weekend, I was mentioning that, you know, we saw anything but winter. I didn't mean it literally, Mother Nature. I also didn't mean it literally when I said, you know, cool it, Mother Nature. Well, unfortunately, we are starting in the 30s this morning, wind chills in the 20s. It's going to be a chilly start to the day, so grab a jacket before you head out. Make sure the kids are bundled up as well before they head to school. It's going to be chilly throughout the day, especially with the wind chill factor. Temperatures are not going to be all that impressive today, so it's going to be a chilly one to say the least. Hopefully you're having a great start to your morning. Thank you for tuning in with us. The winds are going to be a little bit calmer today. That's some good news. Some gusts up to 25 compared to what we had yesterday in the 40s. We'll take it. It's a relatively nice start to the day compared to those wind speeds yesterday. Throughout the day, wind speeds up to around 25, maybe gusts up to 30 as well. Not going to be sustained throughout the day, so that's some good news there. They calm by this evening, so it's going to be nice this evening, but then tomorrow we start to see more wind across the area. For the day planner, it's going to be nice. Those clouds start to clear out. That northwest wind's going to be a little bit chilly, though. Highs are going to reach the 50s, northwest Arkansas, upper 50s, lower 60s for the River Valley, mostly clear skies. We're going to be talking about, we have the cooler Thursday ahead, warm Friday with rebounding temperatures, even some rain chances ahead. But will that help with the fire weather danger? All that coming up here in just a little bit. Plus, we have a look at your traffic to start off this morning. It is a decent start to the day. Here's a look at Fulbright Expressway in Washington County in Fayetteville, and you can see activity has picked up this morning. Not a whole lot of activity to report on in terms of accidents or anything like that. That's some good news there. Make sure that you take it easy this morning as you're headed into work and drive safely. Hope you have a great start to your morning. We'll have more on that coming up.
Do not do anything reckless or careless because it could create a loss of life.
From city crews to rural teams, firefighters in Arkansas have faced the challenge of those exceptionally dry and windy conditions. Officials reminding people to follow burn ban guidelines. More than 50 fires sparked across the state yesterday. Taking a look at one of the fast-moving grass fires here, which was reported near Whitehall, that shut down parts of I-530 down in Jefferson County. Meanwhile, in Oklahoma, firefighters there continue to work to contain this wildfire being fueled by strong winds.
This is video out of Westport where wind gusts reached up to 50 miles per hour on Wednesday. Fires have been burning for more than a week now across the entire state. It's estimated more than 170,000 acres have burned, destroyed at least 400 buildings, including 200 in Stillwater. Well, this morning, we're taking a look at the wildfire danger threat across Arkansas. The Forestry Division has our area listed as high or an extreme threat. You can see it right there, which will keep fire crews monitoring any fires very closely.
And continuing coverage this morning, the Bentonville City Council has decided to double water rates because of rising costs as well as water leaks.
But some residents who did not like the idea have started a petition to get it repealed. Kyle Miller decided to start gathering signatures online because he believes that the rate hike was too extreme and could harm the economy as well as low-income residents. They want to see a gradual rate increase system and more transparency. He says he's hoping the signatures will make the city council look at other avenues.
I would absolutely love to bring this to city council and say, hey, this percent of the population doesn't think what you did is okay, and we need to start taking some actions to reverse this vote, or at least reconsider, a gradual increase.
Bentonville Mayor Stephanie Orman said after the vote last week, they had to make a hard decision, but ultimately it was needed to address the water leaks. Those rates are set to start in April.
Happening today, Washington County Judge Patrick Deakins will give the State of the County address. The speech will highlight progress made by executive branches. The address will begin at 5:30 before the quorum court meeting at the county courthouse. The public is invited to attend. And this morning, the list of candidates for Fort Smith School Superintendent down to 3. 2 people from Fort Smith. Current Deputy Fort Smith Superintendent Marty Mahan and former Southside High School teacher Ann Markfield made the cut. Markfield is the Assistant Superintendent in Pea Ridge. An Assistant Superintendent in Conway is the 3rd candidate there. Now, 20 people have applied, and on Wednesday, the firm that conducted the search told the school board that's an impressive number.
20 applications in the time frame that we had is very good, folks. Because I will tell you that we've had much longer searches with other districts where we've had 10 or 12 applications. It just kind of depends. You never know.
The 3 finalists will all go through the interview process with the school board in early April.
Well, some Benton County residents say that they fear that talks of new housing developments in Highfill could pose a risk for local bald eagles and their nest. Highfill City Planning Commission meeting packets show that in the last few years, developer D.R. Horton has shown interest in developing land that includes an eagle's nest. One community member says he's worried about the bald eagles that many locals have come to appreciate as neighbors.
It is a symbol of America's liberty and freedom, and to see something that awesome, jeopardized with encroaching housing developments and stuff is something that we are obviously very concerned with.
Just last fall, the city of Highfill imposed a 180-day pause on large housing developments. They did this to allow the city to assess infrastructure needs and impacts on residents. In a statement to 5 News, Northwest Arkansas Division President for D.R. Horton, Scott Partlow, says in part, Horton is committed to protecting the environment in the communities. He goes on to say that they hired a third-party environmental consultant to perform a study on the site. You can read the full statement at 5newsonline.com.
The state of Oklahoma is scheduled to carry out its first execution of the year. That's today. Death row inmate Wendell Grissom, which is an Arkansas native who was convicted in the 2005 murder of Amber Matthews during a home invasion. Grissom's request to be spared from execution was denied by the State Pardon and Parole Board in February. The execution is scheduled for 10 a.m. this morning in McAllister. Well, this afternoon, President Trump is expected to sign his executive order to dismantle the Department of Education. A White House spokesman says that the order is aimed at empowering parents, states, and communities. Natalie Brand has more.
Today, President Trump is expected to make good on another campaign promise.
We will ultimately eliminate the federal Department of Education. We'll send it back to the states.
The White House says he will sign an executive order to begin dismantling the Department of Education, though total elimination would require congressional approval. A senior official also tells CBS News the order does not change federal student loans or Title I, which provides financial assistance to children from low-income families. Also, a federal judge, after extending a previous deadline, is still demanding answers by today from the Trump administration on why his orders to halt 2 deportation flights to El Salvador carrying alleged gang members over the weekend were ignored.
Court filings show the administration may use the state secrets privilege to try and block the judge from seeing some information about the removals.
Meanwhile, the White House says President Trump proposed that the U.S. take control of Ukraine's power plants to ensure their security during his 1-hour phone call with the country's leader Volodymyr Zelensky yesterday. The president described their first call since their Oval Office clash as very good. Zelensky also said he's on board with a partial ceasefire on energy and infrastructure, something also discussed with Russian President Vladimir Putin during President Trump's Tuesday call. White House officials say negotiations could begin as early as this weekend in Saudi Arabia. Natalie Brand, CBS News, Washington.
Well, back to the president's order to dismantle the Department of Education. The order also does not address special education and services for children with disabilities.
Well, the FBI is searching for a person who attacked a Tesla repair center in Las Vegas, setting multiple cars on fire. This fiery scene outside the repair shop shows multiple vehicles set ablaze just before 3 a.m. on Tuesday. The word "resist" was spray painted on the front of the building.
We believe the suspect approached the business wearing all black clothing, and he used what appear to be Molotov cocktails and a firearm to conduct his attack.
The attack is the latest in more than a dozen cases of arson and vandalism targeting Tesla. The incidents began after Tesla CEO Elon Musk took on the job of slashing government spending. Last week, President Trump said vandals would be prosecuted as terrorists for targeting Musk's cars.